and on India Today. I want to begin by getting you details of Taliban's new government formation in Afghanistan. Pakistan ISI's pick, Mullah Muhammad Hassan Akhund, is the new Afghanistan Prime Minister. He is one of the co-founders of Taliban, someone who's seen as a consensus candidate between the two feuding factions of the Taliban, the Kandhari Taliban and the Haqqani network, considered very close to Pakistan's ISI. And in this bargain, the co-founder, one of the co-founders of the Taliban, Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar, he has lost out. He's been relegated to a deputy's position in the Taliban. He will be the deputy prime minister. Now, the son of the founder of Taliban, Mullah Omar, Mullah Yaqub, he has now been made the defense minister of Afghanistan, the head of the Haqqani network, an organization considered extremely close to Pakistan's inter-services intelligence. Sirajuddin Haqqani, he's been named as the interior minister of Afghanistan. And we have details. And what does this mean? Does this indicate that this is a victory of Pakistan's ISI or the hardliner Taliban faction and not the Doha political faction? Joining me on India First is our foreign affairs editor Geeta Mohan. Joining me from Pakistan is journalist Mona Alam, and an Afghan journalist joins me on the broadcast. Joining me on the show is Shaheen Mohammadi. And Shaheen Mohammadi, if I could begin by asking you, what does this new Afghanistan government look like to you, ma'am?
सबसे पहले अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मैं कुछ कहना चाहती हूँ यही पाकिस्तान के बारे में, जो आजकल ये सीन चल रही है और ये बार बार न्यूज़ में सब मीडियाओं में यही आ रही है कि हम अमन और सुकून अफ़गानिस्तान का चाहते हैं। अगर अमन और सुकून चाहते हैं अफ़गानिस्तान का, तो फिर बाई बाई के साथ क्यों लड़वा रहे हो? क्यों पाकिस्तानी लोगों को ये सबसे पहले ये बताओ कि चीफ आईएसआई का क्यों यहाँ बुला दिया गया अफगानिस्तान में? जी, चीफ आईएसआई का। जी। और दूसरी बात ये है कि क्यों तालिबान को दूसरा पंशेर के हमारा ये हालत के साथ क्यों लड़वा रही है? अगर ये लोग आरामी चाहते हैं, बाई बाई को क्यों लड़वा रही है? अगर ये लोग हमारा आरामी चाहते हैं।
जी, आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा, आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा। और इसका जवाब हम मोना आलम से भी लेंगे। मोना आलम, पाकिस्तान पर यह कहा जा रहा है कि डीजी आईएसआई काबुल पहुंचे और डीजी आईएसआई तालिबान में ऐसी सरकार बनवा रहे हैं जो हार्डलाइनर्स की है, कट्टरपंथियों की है, जो पाकिस्तान के इशारे पे काम करेंगे।
गौरव, देखिए, मैं उर्दू में बात करूंगी, मेरी बहन को समझ आए और मैं उनसे बात भी करना चाहती हूँ इस बारे में। देखिए, ये जो बात है, अफगानिस्तान सिर्फ और सिर्फ अमन डिजर्व करता है और इस वक्त उनके लिए सिर्फ और सिर्फ वही आना चाहिए। कभी रशिया, कभी यूएसए, कभी वॉरलॉर्ड्स, कभी तालिबान, मतलब इतना सब कुछ हो चुका है।
कभी पाकिस्तान आईएसआई, जो सबसे महत्वपूर्ण, ये मोना, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट, वो तो आप बोल ही नहीं रही है। पाकिस्तान आईएसआई डीजी का क्या काम है, ये आपने बताया ही नहीं। यही शाहीन ने यही सवाल पूछा।
पाकिस्तान आईएसआई डीजी को तालिबान की लीडरशिप ने बुलाया था। हमारे कंसर्न्स हैं, वो हमारी तरफ दहशतगर्दी करने वाले टीटीपी को नहीं रोक रहे। हमने उनको ये बात बतानी है। हमने अगर लैंडलॉक्ड अफगानिस्तान के साथ कोई भी ताल्लुक रखना है, कतर के भी कोई ऑफिशियल्स वहां गए हैं, यूएई के ऑफिशियल्स गए हैं, इंडिया के आपके डिप्लोमेट्स दोहा में मुलाकातें कर रहे हैं तालिबान से, तो उसको इस सेंस में तो नहीं लिया जा सकता ना कि आपने कोई उनको हुकूमत टॉपल करने में पंचीर की मदद की है, या अमरुल्लाह साले आपकी वजह से भाग गए, या जो लोग उनसे दूसरे मुल्कों से आके मिल रहे हैं उनकी वजह से अमरुल्लाह साले और अहमद मसूद जो है वो भाग गए। ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता।
अब वो तो प्लीज मुझे आप शाहीन से ही सुन लीजिए। शाहीन, पाकिस्तान तो अमन चाहता है, अमन चाहता है अफगानिस्तान में, ऐसा पाकिस्तान, जी जी कहिए, जी बोलिए शाहीन।
इस सिचुएशन में फैज हमीद का आने का मतलब क्या है? मतलब क्या है? फोकस देने के लिए, क्योंकि ये तालिबान को बोलते हैं ये करे वो करे।
हाँ, शाहीन देखें,
फोकस देने के लिए फैज हमीद एक चीफ आईएसआई है, उसका क्या अलाउड है हमारा कंट्री के आने में? इनवाइट किया है इस सिचुएशन में जो वहां मजा ले रही है सिरीना होटल में, हम खून पी रही है, हमारा लेडीज जेंट्स मर रही है, बकरे की तरह जबा हो रही है, लेडीज भूख से मरते, जेंट्स भूख से मरते, अपने घरों में ऐसे अपने बच्चों को लोगों के हवाले में कर देते हैं कि ले जाओ इसको, हम इसको नहीं खिला सकते। वो इनवाइट होते हैं किसकी वजह से? वो इसलिए कि पंशेर को जाओ कब्जा करो ताकि ये भी हमारे हवाले में हो जाए। इनवाइट जब हो जाए जो अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा उसको मान ले।
जी
मैं बात सुन रही हूँ। इनवाइट किस खुशी में? वो भी आईएसआई चीफ का।
आप एक मिनट रहिए, मैं गीता मोहन मेरी सहयोगी भी हमारे साथ जुड़ी, एंड आई वांट टू ब्रिंग इनटू दिस कन्वर्सेशन गीता मोहन। गीता, अफगानिस्तान एंड पीपल ऑफ अफगानिस्तान आर वेरी पर्टर्ब्ड about the situation, and Mona, before you give these sweet sermons about how Pakistan wants peace in Afghanistan, you must listen into voices that are coming from Afghanistan that you will in just a moment. गली गली शहर शहर पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ नारे लग रहे हैं अफगानिस्तान में, और इंडिया तो नहीं लगवा रहा होगा, but Geeta, your impression of this new Taliban government when you have somebody like Mullah Hassan Akhund who heads the Taliban dispensation, someone who's been on the UN designated list. What do you make of this new government?
Well, the top leadership is a part of the UN proscribed list, Gaurav. Not just Afghan Baradar is also part of it. So are the Haqqani, the entire Haqqani family, Sirajuddin Haqqani particularly, wanted man, not just under the United Nations, but specifically by the United States of America as well. So we will have to wait and see how things move forward. There was an understanding earlier, Gaurav, when it came to government formation. It's not just Pakistan. There was a lot of pressure on whether if Haqqani should be a part of the administration, and that pressure came from Washington, D.C. But it seems like ISI chief presence in Kabul prevailed over any sort of pressure that was coming from Washington, D.C. on ensuring that Haqqanis get their due, get their space in the Taliban administration in Kabul. And we are seeing Sirajuddin Haqqani now not just as the interior minister. It's ironic in many ways than one that Sirajuddin Haqqani, one of the most wanted men in the world today, is going to handle security affairs of Afghanistan. And it is not just about Sirajuddin Haqqani, it is about where will Afghanistan move from here on.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, there are concerns. These brave women, brave people have come out in the streets of Kabul, Gaurav, but to no avail.
I'll come to these brave women in just a moment, and you must hear them. You must hear them. But Mona Alam, people who were pampered, nurtured, trained, armed, launched by Pakistan Army and ISI are today in power in Afghanistan. Haqqani Network, a UN designated terrorist organization, Sirajuddin Haqqani, designated by the United Nations, and today he's the interior minister of Afghanistan because General Faiz Hamid was orchestrating all of this sitting in Kabul.
Can I respond? I don't know. I mean, UN, what do you think the UN is playing in the hands of General Faiz Hamid? This is
that is for the UN to answer. Serious, that's a great question, and UN must answer.
For the world, it is worrisome for the UN. The UN must come in. What else do we want? I mean, this entire region. I will talk about this entire region in totality. The UN is absolutely absent. It's nowhere to be seen. And these images, whatever, I mean, I will not call out whoever is protesting against whosoever. They are most welcome in any democratic society to protest.
But is this a democratic society, Mona? Look at these images. Taliban terrorists holding an assault rifle to the chest of a woman. We'll show you those images. Locking up women in basements, shooting in the air thousands of rounds. Take a look at these images and this report.
Anger and uprising on the streets of Kabul. Afghan women, children, young men and old hit the roads in hundreds in the Afghan capital, chanting deaths to Pakistan and Pakistan down down slogans. These are scenes from outside the Pakistani embassy in the posh Karte Parwan area of Kabul. The protests directed against Pakistan and its puppets in the Taliban. The slogan-shouting protesters marched towards the Kabul Serena Hotel, where Chief of Pakistan's spy agency, ISI, Faiz Hamid is staying since landing in the Afghan capital on Saturday. Azaadi! Azaadi! The protesters, upset with Pakistan's open meddling in Afghan affairs and invasion in Panjshir, chanted, "Pakistan, get out of Afghanistan." Rattled by the demonstrations, Taliban forces fired shots in the air to disperse the crowd and arrested journalists covering the protests.
This Islamic government is shooting at our people. Taliban are very unjust and they are not human at all. They do not give us the right to demonstrate. They are not Muslims but infidels. As you can see, the situation we are in.
I have come today to ask why Pakistan is destroying Panjshir. I am from Panjshir. People need to express their anger, men and women. They must not stay silent. Pakistan enters my country and destroys it. Neither Pakistan nor the Taliban or Al-Qaeda have this right. Long live Panjshir and its resistance.
The Afghan anger comes as Pakistan has dropped all pretenses, making its Afghan nefarious design crystal clear. The Pakistan spy agency chief has been trying to broker truce between Afghan Taliban and Pakistan-linked Haqqanis, eyeing key positions in upcoming Islamic Emirate. Things don't stop there. Pakistani jets, choppers and drones have openly violated Afghan airspace to bomb Northern Alliance's strongholds in Panjshir. Bureau Report, India Today.
Mona, these are women in Afghanistan. They are saying Pakistan has invaded our country. Taliban is from Pakistan. They are torturing us. They are killing us. They are not Muslims. Respond, ma'am.
Look, they are free to protest against whosoever they want. It's none of our concern. And I don't think the debate should be as to who exactly are they protesting against. The debate rather should be why were they manhandled as such. Why were they beaten up as such for protesting?
So when in PTV you hold a debate, you must do that. I'm sure you must do that. But on India Today, we will ask the question about Pakistan because the women of Afghanistan are raising that question. Mona, you must listen to Shaheen. Shaheen, क्या महिलाओं को, क्या ख़वातीन को विरोध करने का या प्रोटेस्ट करने की आज़ादी है अफगानिस्तान में तालिबान के अंडर?
कोई नहीं। ये 2 महीने पहले का बात है जो लेडीज उसका 8 गोलियां लगी और उसकी सर पे मार पड़ा और उसका आंखें निकाल दिया गया। यहाँ लेडीज का कहाँ आज़ादी है? वो लेडीज जो भागते मेरे तरह घायल होते और खातरा की तरह घायल होते, तभी तो लेडीज का कोई अलाउड नहीं है। ये सब पाकिस्तान का आते और वो उन लोगों का तो अपने कंट्री में तो मर्द सालारी है। अब यहाँ भी वो लोगों का यही है जो मर्द सालारी का शुरू करे। एक हुकूमत, एक कंट्री, एक पब्लिक बिना लेडीज चला सकते हैं कोई कंट्री को?
जी, बहुत अच्छा सवाल है। और क्या एक भी महिला है, क्या एक भी महिला का नाम लिया? इंक्लूसिव गवर्नमेंट बनाई, गीता मोहन हमारे साथ हैं। गीता, क्या ये इंक्लूसिव गवर्नमेंट है तालिबान की या केवल तालिबानी मानसिकता दिखा रही है ये जो सरकार बनी है?
बिल्कुल भी नहीं गौरव. अगर अभी आप देखें, the way the entire government has been set up, the caretaker government, but nonetheless, the top leadership are all Taliban. The only inclusivity they showed was in getting Afghans into the entire mix of leadership that we're seeing. There is no representation of women, no representation of others from the civil society, because there is no other political party. We do not know how they're going to move forward when it comes to forming a real government, because if they're calling this caretaker and an acting administration, they're not akin to the idea of holding elections in Afghanistan. If there are going to be no elections,
and you know, when Mona says women are free to protest, they can protest against whoever they want. Mona, is that actually true? I mean, you have suffered in your own country with this mindset. Remember Malala Yousafzai? The same elements shot her in her face, and she has to live abroad. She can't even return to Pakistan. And you are saying women in Afghanistan are free to protest? Are they, ma'am? You're a journalist, you know better.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they should ideally be free to protest against whosoever they want, but they're not free to protest as per the images that are coming in. But you know, the Pakistani hand, I want to talk about this, please. I think I've condemned the action against women in the strongest words possible, but this Pakistan role that is being asked here and played out here, I mean, if you try to play out video games and then validate the allegations.
Don't divert. ये तो अफगानिस्तान की महिलाएं हैं. You want to hear them? अफगानिस्तान की महिलाएं हैं. Down with Pakistan. Shame on ISI. Hundreds. एक दो तीन नहीं. Hundreds of women protesting.
एक पुराना impression है. हमारा impression एक पुराना है जो उनके पास खराब है. The biggest reason is that yes, there have been follies on Pakistan's part in our policy making in the past. We've been playing in the wrong hands, but that doesn't mean that we have aided the fall of Panjshir or the fall of Kabul that happened on the 15th of August, where there was not even remotely anyone close as General Faiz in Afghanistan. What would they say then?
शाहीन मोना आलम पाकिस्तान से ये कह रही हैं, पहले कभी कुछ गलत किया होगा तो किया होगा, अभी कोई पाकिस्तान का रोल खराब नहीं है. जनरल फैज 15 अगस्त को थोड़ी थे काबुल में.
ये भी आपसे पूछ रही हूँ कि 15 अगस्त को जब काबुल और ज्यादातर अफगानिस्तान का टेक ओवर हुआ था, तब कौन सा जनरल फैज वहां पर था?
सबसे पहले ये बता रही हूँ, 15 अगस्त से अब सितंबर का कौन सा डेट है? 20 दिन हो गया. हमारा कंट्री क्यों नहीं कोई प्रधानमंत्री, कोई मुख्यमंत्री नहीं बना? क्योंकि ये पाकिस्तान से उनको अलाउड नहीं मिला है. अभी जो फैज अमीद आया है चीफ आईएसआई का, वो पहले फोकस देने के लिए कि ये पंजशीर कभी मिटा दो, फिर बाद में हम आप लोगों का और रास्ता दिखा देंगे. ये जो अभी हमारा नया नेता होने वाला है, ये सब अनपढ़ है, किसी के इशारों पे नाचते हैं, नाचने वाले हैं, गुड़िया है रोबोट का.
So it is extremely dangerous. It is extremely dangerous. But a very pertinent point raised by Shaheen.
Brainwash.
She says it's a brainwashed Pakistani cabal that is at the helm of affairs in Afghanistan. I've run out of time on this part of the show, but we'll be tracking the story very closely. Shaheen Mohammadi, Mona Alam and Geeta Mohan, you joined us here on India First. Many thanks. A quick break. I mean, this is very, very proud of the women of Afghanistan. The fact that they're standing up when President Ashraf Ghani ran away, when a 300,000 strong Afghan army melted away. But these women are standing up in the face of gunfire and a very hostile Taliban. On the other side of this break, auto dealers have warned of a supply crunch. Why? Details coming up on Business Today with Abha Bakaya.